Good morning. It's time to get in touch. Brought to you by Geisinger Muncie and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home. Every week, this public affairs show shines a spotlight on people and programs in our communities that improve the quality of life in Lycoming County and beyond. I'm Freddi Hammer, host of In Touch and news director at Backyard Broadcasting. We're talking about service, community, and changing lives beyond our region. ACES North America was founded in Williamsport in 2005 and works to create sustainable development projects in underserved areas of the Dominican Republic. They do that through education, health, and entrepreneurial programs. And one of their big fundraisers of the year is the Dominican Plate dinner with the Williamsport Crosscutters. Such a fun event. And it's an evening at the Genetti with authentic Dominican food, live entertainment, and auctions that help fund these efforts. And it's set for July 22nd. So we're early and we want to talk about it. And we got Linell Stabler. She's the president of ACES. And you're the founder of this event. You and your husband did that years ago.
I am. Mm-hmm.
And wonderful. And we're also here with new executive director, Kelly Uhland. Hello, Kelly.
Good morning.
Nice to be with you today, both of you. I'm going to talk to Linell first. For the beginning of this whole endeavor, how did ACES North America get started? Just give us a little background.
Well, I had an opportunity to go to the Dominican Republic with my husband and another small group in 2005 and in January. And we did a lot of things while we were there. We worked with an existing organization that was already up and running with medical and health projects and education projects. And we did a medical outreach where like 35 professionals, most of them doctors and all of them women, which really grabbed my attention. Yeah. And they saw more than 800 people that day, all different kinds of things with vaccinations and consultations and things like that. And they did it on a shoestring. I was just amazed. So because I was so interested in how they operated, we came back and started to raise money for their efforts. And I found out that, of course, we have to have the federal registration to be able to hand out tax receipts and the 501c3 business and all that. We became incorporated in the fall of 2005 and been gone crazy ever since.
What made you fall in love with the Dominican Republic? I assume you're in love with it.
I am. I've always loved anything Hispanic. I should have been Hispanic.
Okay.
But I'm Pennsylvania Dutch.
It's okay to stretch.
But I love anything south of the border. So I enjoyed the language and the relaxed feel of the island, and I just fell in love with it.
Well, I love that you did that because now you're advancing communities by educating and serving.
Doing exactly what I'm supposed to do.
So in practice, I guess that's just really a wonderful thing. You're raising money and then just deciding on projects.
Well, we have several projects that have applied for or requested funds for specific things.
Okay.
And those are the things that we focus on. If someone is interested in taking on our support, they have to make an application, and we go and take a look at what the situation is and make sure that our funds aren't going to be misused.
Sure.
So, but we try to keep it within the education and health areas.
Now, I wanted to ask Kelly, as the new executive director, Kelly, you've been with the ACES North America for quite a few years, but you've stepped into this new role. So tell me about your personal feelings about being a part of this amazing organization.
I took my first service trip with ACES North America in 2008.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. I, too, fell in love with the Dominican Republic. I witnessed the medical outreach. I witnessed a school that was up and functioning to help an underserved community. Since then, not sure how many trips I've been on, probably 10.
Okay.
I've brought my entire family there as they have grown.
Yeah.
I have 3 children. They've all been to the Dominican Republic in service, and it was the natural next step. Linell is retiring from ACES, as she deserves to,
yes,
and needed somebody to fill her giant shoes. And I'm going to do my very best.
I know you've been working really hard, Linell. And I also want to ask you, Kelly, about some success stories that you may have witnessed that just really took you to that love part.
I'm going to talk about a project we've been working with since 2019. It's called the Angosto Kids Club. There was a woman who was a part of this kids club. It's an after-school program in a remote mountain community. She went through this program. She's the first person to go to college from that community and is now serving as a teacher within that community.
Wow. Linell, would you say that you have the same kind of experiences and have seen that same stuff, or is there something else that you
No,
kept going
over
back?
and over again, the same kind of story. I mean, so many people have benefited. I mean, it doesn't take much We think that, you have to invest thousands and thousands of dollars for a child to go to college or whatever. And in the Dominican Republic, that's just not true. And you make sure that you give some support there, and they take off.
They probably want this for themselves.
Exactly. So lots of education stories, health stories. We helped a little boy who was born with a lame foot, and we helped him get surgery so he could get an artificial limb. All kinds of things like that. It's easy, if your heart is really in it.
Absolutely. It's not work at all, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm wondering, what is the currency that they use in Dominican?
They use pesos, and right now I think it's about 55 pesos to $1.
Okay.
It's not good for them.
I certainly want to talk about the Dominican Plate Dinner, which is coming up here in July, and it's really an annual event in Williamsport, and we want to talk about that partnership with the Crosscutters again. That's fun.
It's great to have the guys come, and for the last 3 years, they have been so helpful and generous with their time, and they just come and help to serve and everything and have a great time. They mingle among people and do their signature thing, the autographs, and they have a great time.
What does the event itself look like? If no one's ever been there before, what can they expect when they go?
Kelly, do you want to?
You've been involved for years and years, so you also know what's going on at the Dominican Plate Dinner.
This is a beautiful event. We go all out. We have the grand ballroom at the Genetti. We fill it with tables, food, crosscutter players, live auction items, silent auction items, wine balloons, and Latin music, of course.
Sure.
And we just have a wonderful time from 5:30 to 8. It's a big party. And the nice thing is, I'll call it a semi-formal event.
Okay.
We can finally dress up to go somewhere.
Use the dress that's in the back of your closet.
Yes, go all out. Go all out. Do your hair, wear your jewelry, wear your dress. Guys can put their jacket on.
Do the Crosscutters wear their uniforms?
Yes, and I always make sure I get a picture with all the players that come.
I love it. So tell me a little bit about the extra fundraising activities. And you have a silent auction and the wine pool.
They're wine balloons.
Okay.
I think we have about 50 of them, yes.
Okay.
So you can purchase your wine balloon, and of course, at some point in the night, everybody gets to pop their balloon and see which bottle they got.
And so that's the wine balloon event. But then about silent auction, and do you get things from donations and things like that?
Oh, we have usually about 40 beautiful raffle baskets. They're usually worth around $50 each.
Okay.
And you can buy, a whole arm length of raffle tickets and put it where your heart desires. There's something for everybody for sure.
Yeah.
And then the live auction items. We have quite a few experience prizes that you can win to go out and do some amazing adventures. We have some beautiful jewelry coming in, which we always do. We have some beautiful outdoor furniture that's going to be displayed that you can bid on.
Okay. Bring your cash. Do you just do cash, or do you have PayPal and stuff like that?
Oh, we've gotten with the times. We accept credit card nowadays, too.
Awesome. I'm wondering about the donations. Like, can people now call you and say, hey, we want to drop some stuff off? Give us a little rundown of how we can do that.
Everything is on our website. It's spelled acesna.org. You can go on there. You can see all the details about the Dominican Plate Dinner. You can see where to buy tickets. You can order them right there online. It's $45 a ticket. It's $3.10 for a table of 8, so that's a good deal you might want to take advantage of.
Sure, that's fun. And bring all your friends and family. We're talking about the money that's raised this year. Linell, tell me a little bit more about what you're going to be planning for that funding. I guess you're waiting for people to apply, but what do you expect?
Currently, we have the Angosto Kids Club project that Kelly mentioned. And that is simply an after-school program that a lady in the community actually lives a little farther away, but she comes every day to the community and sits with the kids for tutoring. She does mentoring. They have a girls' club and a women's circle. They have a community vegetable garden that they take care of. We do a monthly stipend to support all of those programs.
Tell me a little bit about the people that are leading those programs. I bet you are friends with them, aren't you?
We are, but Kelly is more of a friend with those folks, so
Okay.
I'll let her take care of that one.
Great. Kelly, tell me about the ladies and men that you work with in the Dominican Republic.
There are 2 people that I met in 2019 who were asking for help. Griselda and Eladio, husband and wife team. And they had started this community center on a shoestring budget. and they were asking for help. And since ASES has committed to helping this community center, it has become so much more than just a community center. In this community, you have to understand there were long-term generational poverty issues, and it goes way back to an issue with the coffee plants they had years ago. The children were not going to school past 8th grade, if that. Many of the boys dropped out before that. There were issues with sex trafficking, drugs, and interfamily conflict.
Sure.
They were not working together. So this community center was developed to bring those people back together and work towards something together. And through years of supporting them and them continuing to stay strong in their efforts, this entire community has changed.
That's amazing. And you can say that you have a hand in that.
I like to think so.
Is that the only location? I remember talking years ago of other locations in different towns around the area that you work. I'm thinking, what do they do in the other areas?
We have worked all over the Dominican Republic. We do a Backpacks for Children program sometimes the beginning of the school year, and that's in Santo Domingo usually, which is the capital. Mm-hmm. We also have done something called El Taller, which is the workshop in Spanish.
Okay.
And that we've run a lot of times in a little community called Las Serenas, which is in the northern part of the island. So it just really depends on, these are all community-driven projects. When you have members that live there in the community wanting to do something, we will support them.
I just love the idea that there's so much growth. And can they help their own people?
We have people from the Dominican Republic on our board of directors now.
Okay.
And so our board meetings look a little different, where we always have some people sitting in chairs in our boardroom, and then we also have people on I think it's Teams that we're using right now for our, quote, Zoom section, and they participate that way. And we have feet on the ground all the time in the Dominican Republic. It's not about just sending money there. It's about coordinating efforts and helping them to have some hope to strive for.
I'm curious about the changes that have happened over the years. You first started out with just trying to send stuff, and now everything is it's more virtual.
Kelly mentioned the area on the North Coast. It's right on the beach. Originated as a fishing village.
Okay.
It's called Las Serenas. When I first got involved up there, a gentleman by the name of Jose and his wife Annette were starting a school. And we sent by big containers from here all kinds of school desks and blackboards and books and all kinds of things.
That must have taken all your funds.
It was a huge investment. But they equipped that school and ran it for several years. And then they also started a library in the community. And I think it's the only one of its kind on the island. So it's private, but anybody in the community can use it.
Okay.
I don't know. At this point, I don't know how many thousand books he has, but people have been donating books and sending them. Kelly has a wonderful connection here in Williamsport. We have been able to send boxes of books, brand new books for them.
All in English?
All different languages.
Okay.
Because that village has now become international. A lot of people from all over the world come there and spend 4 or 5 weeks, sometimes 4 or 5 years, whatever. So there are Russians and Chinese and Finnish and Italians. I mean, there's everything. So Jose has books in just about any language that you can imagine. So those things have developed over the years, and now he's putting mini libraries, like little huts, around close to some of the outlying schools. And that's helping too, because now children that are not able to get into the main library are able to withdraw books and have that opportunity.
Do you ever get any feedback from the people from the Dominican Republic about this program?
Absolutely. When we're there, very few of them have the means to communicate with us.
Okay.
But when we go to visit, we visit all the places that we've done projects and stuff. We've done community gardens. We did a project for several years of community centers, the actual buildings.
Okay.
So I think we've done 4. We've remodeled or built a community center. So because in the Dominican Republic, as in most Spanish countries, especially third world, life is lived outside. Living rooms are very, very small, and they're completely taken up with the furniture. There's no room to move around to get on the furniture. So people were outside, and it's become one of the ways that we can address the problems there by building these buildings, and then they have a place to meet. So the women's groups and the girls groups and sports teams and anybody that needs to have a place to gather, it becomes the center for them.
What's the biggest need right now that you have heard about or have noticed or want to help the most?
Education, I would say.
Okay.
So the education system in the Dominican Republic is similar in that they have K through 12, and then they could go on to university. What the difference is that K through 8th grade are the only required grades. So there are many children who do not continue beyond 8th grade, and it may be a transportation issue. You don't see school buses going down the street. It may be a financial issue. They do need uniforms and supplies for school, or they may need to just start working. Picture a 9th grader saying, okay, it's time for me to start earning for my family. So we're trying to break down some of the barriers that make it difficult for these students to continue on, because we know that the more education they receive, even if it is a lower quality education, is going to help them do so much more for their family and for their community long term.
Do you find that people want to come to America? Or would they rather stay in their neighborhood and help their families and their people?
There are some people who do want to come to America, but I would say most of the people that I meet in the Dominican love their country. Mm-hmm. They know how beautiful it is. They know how much they love their food and the people there. They just know that there are also issues, and the government there is limited in their ability to help for various reasons. And so they need somebody that can come in and believe in them and offer them some sort of way to make things better. And that's where we come in.
Yeah. It's incredible what volunteers can do. I mean, you can change lives just like that. How about volunteers in Pennsylvania? Like, what the local people, how do they help you with maintaining what you're trying to do in the Dominican?
People just love to travel to the Dominican Republic like I do. Now, not everybody. So there's always opportunities here, like helping us at the Dominican Plate dinner or helping us pack boxes or finding supplies. There are always things to do here. But we also love to bring travel groups there, and they are volunteer groups, and we always have specific projects laid out for those groups based on their skill set that we can accomplish while we're there. I used to think, well, why don't we just help them hire people in the Dominican to do this and give them an employment? My perspective has changed because when I started talking with the Dominicans about that, they said, yes, you can do that, but it gives us so much hope and it makes us feel not forgotten when we actually see you come here.
Yeah. When's the next trip?
We're hoping we'll have a trip slated for January and possibly February. So it could be a 2-week trip where people could come for 1 or both weeks and participate. But the cost of a trip, it does vary depending on what we're doing. I would estimate about $1,300, but that includes your airline ticket, your food, your lodging, and of course, money toward the project that you're working on, transportation while you're there. Not really a bad deal for a week in the Dominican.
So you mentioned the food that the people of the Dominican Republic love. What's going to be on the menu for the Dominican Plate?
You can bank on some authentic Dominican food. We certainly have some plantains on the menu. We have some fish with coconut sauce. Everybody's always loved that. We're bringing back the pastelone. That is a combination of plantains, beef, a wonderful sauce. It is quite honestly my favorite thing on this entire menu, and that is even taking into account the ice cream. Eaters is so generous, though, and they will be donating some more ice cream this year. It might be coconut, it might be pineapple, it might be something else, so you might have to just attend and see.
Okay. You're teasing me. Who is going to be the chef this year, Linell?
Chef Theo from the Genetti. He's their main chef now, and he does a wonderful job, and he loves making Dominican food. Anything Caribbean, he specializes in. It's a wonderful event.
What else can we expect to see with what's going on at the dinner?
We have Yuri Klein coming to do the music.
Okay.
He calls his group Los Gatos Gordos.
Is that a cat?
It's a fat cat.
Okay. I love that.
Last year, it was him and a young lady named Josie. She did the singing, and he did all the instrumentation. We also will have lots of, like we said, volunteers and us.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabe Sinacropi from the Crosscutters.
Oh, wonderful.
He is always our master of ceremonies.
He's so good at stuff like that.
He is. He's wonderful. And we have a new auctioneer this year. Mike Swigert is going to be our auctioneer.
Great.
His full-time job is as a pastor, and he's going to try this auctioneering, so that should be interesting.
He's going to bring the spirit with him.
Exactly.
I think that's great. Well, this is an amazing event, and it's definitely something to look forward to, and I think we should get our tickets now. How are you doing with selling the tickets?
Absolutely. Kelly's in charge of the ticket sales online,
Okay.
so she's going to tell you.
Buying tickets is so easy. I'm going to mention the website again.
Okay.
It's acesna.org. And you'll see as soon as you go on there, the Dominican Plate dinner event that you can click on. It shows you the price of the tickets. You can purchase your tickets. It's a will call. So once you have your ticket, we're going to assign you a table. And once you come to the event, you'll see the seating chart up there. And we will have some volunteers, probably cross-cutter players, helping you find your table.
Do you have any other sponsors that are that help make this possible?
Well, one of our presenting sponsors is Biters Furniture.
Okay.
And they're so generous. Another presenting sponsor is Passion Payments. Some other sponsors I'd like to mention would be Holy Roller Painting, Miller Financial, Park Pizza, The Stereo Shop, Tiny Trails Realty, Vanish Skin and Laser, Fine Touch Painting, Cornerstone Insurance, Bauer Electric, Concepts Design, Backyard Broadcasting, of course. And let's see, UPMC, Woodlands Bank. Did I leave anybody out, Linell? Oh, 3/4 Beef Company and Liquor License Sales Company, Fraternal Order of Eagles. We have so many sponsors, and we are so grateful for these local businesses who believe in our cause.
Well, this is going to be a wonderful event called the Dominican Plate. Williamsport Crosscutters serving the food and being part of the event and having a lot of fun. It's coming up July 22nd at the Genetti at 5:30 p.m. with just $45 for the tickets. And kids can come too. This is definitely great for families.
Absolutely. You can bring your children. Children's tickets are $12, so you can bring your children. They can put your raffle tickets in the basket that they want to choose. And also, if you have any interest in getting involved with ASE's North America, on whether it be a service trip or joining our board, helping with our cause, you can reach us at 570-326-2961. I'm going to say that one more time.
Okay.
570-326-2961.
Well, as the newest executive director, Kelly, I wonder what excites you most about the future. What are you thinking about?
You know, the sky is the limit. Mm-hmm. And I got that from Linell. She's always said that, and it's always held true. You just never know what is around the corner. And it is hard work, you know, when you're volunteering your time and you're giving. But when you see the changes that you make and the good people that we get to work with, you know, whether it be our people here in Pennsylvania or the people in the Dominican.
Linell, would you say that this is what motivates you and keeps you going?
Absolutely. It's exciting whenever I see people get excited about the cause. Going to this dinner, I see people from all walks of life, and they're there because they want to help. So that's very exciting. Well,
the love and the passion for this event is amazing and very apparent between both of you. Again, it's the Dominican Plate Dinner happening July 22nd at the Genetti in Williamsport with 5:30 doors opening, the proceeds benefiting the ongoing work of ACES North America, of course, acesna.org. Ladies, thank you so much for being here today on In Touch to talk about this great event.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're always so generous with your time and so interested, and you spread it. You're so enthusiastic. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
We want the love to go all over. Thank you so much for being on In Touch today.
In Touch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us for questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays 570-323-8200 or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archived files of our In Touch shows, find our Backyard Podcasting link on any Backyard Broadcasting website or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. The programming discussed here on In Touch does not necessarily reflect the feelings or opinions of the management or staff. Thanks for listening to In Touch. Brought to you by Geisinger, Muncie, and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home.